Hi everyone, welcome to uh, part 2 of the drop 2 voicings exercise. This time I'm just going to show you the in-depth fingerings of the 5/7 chords I mentioned earlier. Those are going to be E major 7, E dominant 7, E minor 7, E half diminished 7, and E fully diminished 7. There are other 7 chords you can do this with, like E minor major 7. I think it's a chord. You know what I'm talking about. That guy, the James Bond 7-1. But these are the ones I suggest you getting started with. For me, I don't always do this in E. I usually just do a random number generator between 1 and 12 to pick the root note that I'm using, and then I do another random number to determine which 7 chord I'm using. So if I get like 10, that would be D, 10th fret, and then if I get another number that says I'm doing a D half diminished 7, then that's the one I'm going to be working on. Just because using just one key or one chord is going to limit you in how you see the fretboard. So I suggest changing the chord almost every time you try this exercise. When you do that, I always start with the lowest possible chord tone. So for example, say we were to get F major 7. I would start that on the 7th note because that's the lowest one I can reach to, rather than always starting on the root, because then you'll just get used to starting on the root and then going through the same things and back, when really you should be starting from the lowest possible chord tone you can and go up to that an octave up. But right now we're just going to go over E just so I can show you all the fingerings, and then you can apply them to the notes and the chords that you will be practicing with. So we're going to start with E major 7. This will be, you have a few different fingering options for this one, but what we're doing is I'm going to start, everything's from D, G, B, E strings. Whenever I say tabs, it's going to start from the D and work its way up to the E string. But fingering options, you're going to have the index finger on the 2nd fret, and then the next 4 notes are all on the 4th fret. So you got index on the 2nd fret, and 4, 4, 4. You can either play that with all 4 fingers down, so that'd be index, middle, ring, pinky, or you can bar it with your pinky finger. So that's going to be index, pinky, 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 or index, ring, ring, ring. I prefer barring with the pinky, at least when it's this far down the fretboard. Now up an octave, you'll be seeing me, I'll bar it with my middle finger. So again, root, with root in the bass, it's going to be 2, 4, 4, 4. Now with the 3rd in the bass, it is 6, 8, 5, 7. What I'm doing here is the root note is with the middle finger, pinky, index, and then ring finger on the 7th. I have my index finger barring across the bottom 5th fret. So that's barring from the G string, B string, and E string. Next is with the root in the bass. So that's going to be, the index finger is barring the 9th fret from the D string, G string, and B string. And then I have my middle finger on the 11th fret. Now with the 7th in the root in the bass, I have 13, 13, 12, 12. That's going to be middle finger, ring finger, index is barring the 12. And then same shape as an octave up, except this time I am barring the 16th fret with my middle finger. So on to E dominant. So this time we're changing that D sharp, the 7th, to a D natural. and give you that kind of bluesy sound. So we have 2, 4, 3, 3. That's a tab, and the fingers are index, index, ring, middle, pinky. Then to the third the third in the bass, we have middle, so it's 6, 7, 5, 7. And we have middle, ring, index, pinky. Then we have our fifth in the bass, so that's going to be 9, 9, 9, 9, 10, and that is index, 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 barring those three, and then middle finger on the 10th fret. Next we have, it's 12, 13, 12, 12. I have my index finger barring across all 4 strings, and then my middle finger is on the 13th fret of the G string. And then again, same shape as we started off with, just an octave up. So. On to E minor 7. That's going to change this G sharp down to a G. 2, 4, 3, 3. That's index, pinky, middle, and ring. You could bar those last 2 strings with your middle finger. I choose not to because I usually get clunk sounds out of it, so I just use all 4 fingers. Next inversion, it's 5, 7, 5, 7. I have my index finger across all 4 strings on the 5th fret, and then ring finger on the 7th fret of the G string, and then pinky on the 7th fret of the E string. Now we have, next inversion is 9, 9, 8, 10, and that is middle, ring, index, pinky. Next one is super easy. It's just 1 finger, index finger across all 4 strings on the 12th fret. And then same as an octave up. Last one, second to last one, half diminished 7, we're going to flat the 5. So in this case we have, we're going to move our B to a B flat. This is kind of like the jazziest sounding one. That's going to be 2, 3, 3, 3, all the way across. I choose to use all 4 fingers. You could bar it with your middle finger. That's fine. Like I said, I don't care for barring as much as if I don't have to, I don't use it. So that's that. Next one is 5, 7, 5, 6. That's your index finger across all the strings, all the bottom 4 strings all the top 4 strings on the 5th fret. Ring fingers on the 7, middle fingers on the 6 of the high E string. Next inversion, index finger, barring all 4 strings at the 8th fret. I have my middle finger on the 9th fret of the G string, and then my pinky, or you could use your middle finger on the 10th fret of the high E string. So that's 8, 9, 8, 10. Next one is 12, 12, 11, 12. That's going to be middle, ring, index, pinky. And then same with the top. And the last one is the easiest and everyone's favorite. It's the fully diminished. That's going to be 2, 3, 2, 3. I play that as index, ring, middle, pinky. You just move it up 3 frets. I hope that explains everything. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach me in the comments or shoot me a text or whatever.